Alright, it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm having a cold, and I just got back from Stockholm, getting my fiance back home from her studies. And this is the build I've been working on. So I'm sorry if I was sounding kinda off, but it's because my throat is extremely sore. Anyhow, this is my new build. It's another Gemling, because Gemling is really fun because of the new quality scaling. This time around, I wanted to play with a Doryanis prototype. Doryanis prototype states that enemies in your presence have lightning resistance equals to yours, and lightning resistance is not affected by lightning damage taken from you, that is. And armor is now the scaling factor to reduce incoming lightning damage instead. So we want to get our light resistance as low as possible. That way we can do with 2 ventors gambles by getting that rolls between -40 to +40 lightning resistance. You want as low as possible. In this case I got a 38 one and catalysted it with lightning modifiers up to -45 and this one -46. These rings also grant you spirit up to 20 and some life. Since I'm forced into using Ventus Campbells, I thought that I kinda had to do a Minion build of this version. Since so many people are talking so good about powered Zealots and their spark, you get very good clear, but you're good clear as long as you're standing still, but the clear when you're moving around is a bit slow, but that's to be expected with a Minion build in general. These Zealots have a skill where they put down a lightning rune on the ground, which then is put up, I think it's to 6 projectiles of spark that bounces across the screen. So if you put pierce 3 on these, they will pierce all targets indefinitely, and if they are in a very enclosed area, all of these sparks will hit and just pretty much instantly kill the monster. I have this also linked with lightning attunement. Many people are doing a muster version. Muster is a support gem that grants you 7% more damage for each different type of minion you have summoned. So you can actually run less of these and one of each skeleton to get the most out of it. But since they changed lightning attunement and I wanted as many zealots and as much area coverage as possible, I decided to just go with only zealots instead. You do whatever you want, but this is what I did. I also have a link to Feeding Frenzies for more damage, 8 additional projectiles in a circle, because more projectiles equals more funny. Projectile acceleration, so since the projectiles are very slow, you need some kind of speed. And then pierce, as I talked about earlier. We're also using a rattling scepter. This one was very expensive, you don't need this much, but area presence is your most important stats, combined with cast speed, minion skills, and minion damage. Just as a showcase, my presence is the entire screen. There's, you see that little area up in the top that isn't affected. The reason why is because we're also using Alpha's Howl. Alpha's Howl grants you 100 spirit, very high cold res, and our presence radius is doubled. Together with a passive tree, we get some presence area effect here, and presence area here. These two together with a scepter is more than the entire screen, making this very comfy to play. We're also using Pain Offering. Pain Offering needs you to sacrifice skeleton minions. Also why we're using Rattling Scepter, because they come with 2 free skeletal warriors. The skeletal warrior, for some reason I have wrong links on. I just noticed now. Hold on. I had wrong support on all the time. But it doesn't really matter. And now that I'm thinking about it, it says that it sacrifices skeletons. And since we only have 2 skeletons, we don't really need a sacrificial lamp now that I'm thinking about it. So whenever I press Q, I sacrifice these 2 skeleton minions. And they grant a buff of attack and cast speed, increased damage, and even more cast speed from the alternate quality from the Gemling. The Gemling grants, as I said, a additional quality modifier to all skills, plus some base quality of skills on the passive tree, and also gem levels. It also grants us less cost. This doesn't affect the reservation efficiency, but it's something at least. And also makes us immune to critical damage as long as all of our supports are equal. In this case, 9, 9, and 9. Technically, we also get 40% less movement speed penalty from using skills while moving, but since we only have 2 skills, then that doesn't matter. As about say, I have 19 spectres. Each spectre with 26% reduced, increased reservation efficiency, plus the reservation efficiency on the tree here and anointed here, and reservation efficiency on the helmet, and reservation efficiency on the boots, makes us able to reserve quite a bit of minions. The rest of the gear is just plus 2 minion levels, minion level spirits as much as you can get, and resistances. Specifically, chaos is the most important, since our rings can't give us any chaos at all. But I'm still at 65%. Our armor is currently at almost 19,000, with 41,000 of it applies to lightning damage. We get that since we're also scaling spirit by simply just socketing an Amanamus Gaze into the body armor, which grants us 2 armor per 1 spirit. We have almost 600 spirits, so that's almost 1,200 armor. Flat scaling with the Virtuous Barrier, which grants us 5% per mote, and we have 11 of those, that's 55%. We have 1% increased armor per 2 dexterity from the Heroic Tragedy jewel. That's not visible for some reason. There we go. Since we have that's another 40% increased. We have some on the tree, here and here, and here as well. 1 armor per, 1 evasion per 1 item armor on equipped gloves, plus Iron Reflexes makes a high, this glove technically grants us 760 armor plus 760 evasion, which is then also converted into armor, so this is a 1400 armor glove. All feeding into the survivability of getting hit from lightning. We still get 1 shot from like lightning, death effects and so on, but that's a rough element to be hit by anyways. The rest of our jewels is just 2% increased spirits, here, here and here, and my last socket is gonna be a plus Spectre jewel. So this is what I've been working on. Curses, now that I'm thinking about it, you can't use either in a way of exposure or damaging elemental weakness or curse. since the body armor reduces their resistance equals to yours. So if you throw on exposure or elemental weakness, that won't do anything, since the resistance will always be equal to this. The rest of the skills is just as many dexterity gems I could find, just to boost the dexterity modes for increased armor and evasion. Some strength skills just for some extra life. All of these other support gems are just to balance out these gems, so it doesn't matter what you pick. I hope you enjoyed this showcase, and I'll see you in the next one.